just was like, there it is. And I think the body of believers. What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm listening to you.
Okay.
I just realized that this thing says expires August 21st.
First. Yeah, that was like
10 days ago.
Yeah. And you're still
So good.
This is just the best sell by date. It doesn't expire, okay? I'm really trying.
This is really good orange juice.
I'm really trying. Anyway.
Really good orange juice.
Coming to you from 125 Carver in Waco, Texas, it's the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions are fun, real, and at times very uncomfortable. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to like and subscribe, and please ring the bell. Now, here are your hosts, Pastor Cello and Pastor Mia.
Welcome, everybody.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's
Wednesday.
Podcast Wednesday.
Trying
Trying to think of what it was called.
Podcast Wednesday?
Podcast Wednesday.
Is that what it's called?
Riverside Weekly Podcast
There
Wednesday.
we go. Riverside Weekly. You missed all the yawning and us getting the lagañas out of our eyes or the
Trying
sleep.
to get my hair straight.
Yes, because we just rolled out of bed.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome. Anyway.
Welcome. Good morning.
Yeah. No, don't do that. That's creepy. Anyway, so I want to start off by saying that, after the bout with COVID, I'm trying to stay healthy, and I haven't had much coffee like I used to have. Like I was like, I think they call it sueros, which is like an addiction. That's what they call it at the restaurant. So I think it's funny. But Dr. Peppers were an addiction for me, and my body was making them taste like diet, and so I didn't want them. So my body was requiring orange juice, which is funny that you're drinking that, but my body was like craving the vitamin C so that it could be healthy again and whole. And I was just like, And so today I had a decision. This was, no, it wasn't today. Yeah, it was this morning. So I was trying to decide, do you drink a Dr. Pepper for breakfast or you drink an orange juice for breakfast? Because for me, that would be me. But after digging and doing a little investigating, I found that
short.
No, I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll get there.
Okay.
That orange juice, a glass of orange juice, or a 16-ounce bottle of Tropicana 100% orange juice has about the same sugar that a normal can, not even a small can, has of sugars. The regular can.
The difference is.
Tell me.
This is processed and this is natural.
Okay, but it's still
So
sugar.
if you believe in saving trees, you drink this one. If you don't care about the environment, you drink this one. So you
Not true. This is an aerosol, and when I pop it, it doesn't go.
You can go in
once. Okay?
You can go and watch our Earth Day episode, right there. But this is I don't care about the environment. Canned sodas.
I don't
and this
think
is
so.
I appreciate and value the natural things.
Well, trying to get healthy, I had ditched the Dr. Peppers. I'm trying to say, it's not even open. Calm down. But I was trying to ditch the Dr.
We're all waiting.
I just want to say, I almost went for a coffee, but it's hard for me to drink black coffee. I'm not used to that. So I did some investigating as well. And the Starbucks cold brew, the little, mochaccino frappuccino bottles that I drink.
Mochachinas?
No, the frappuccinos that I drink, the vanilla is exactly the same sugar as the orange juice. And
once again, if you want to save the environment,
what does that have to do with the frappuccino?
All that sugar in there is processed, and that comes from processing plants.
You're right.
Not plants as in plants. Plants as in plants, manufacturing plants.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Two
That's
types of
good.
plants.
Hey, that's
But
really
not-
good. Hey,
two
that's
types
a
of-
shirt.
two types of
plants
plant-
versus plants.
Two types of plants.
pew, pew.
Plants that are good and plants
that are
not
bad.
good.
I like that, babe.
Anyway.
Can you remember that after this episode?
Maybe, I don't know. If
Okay.
not, just watch the episode, you'll find it.
Anyway, so welcome and good morning.
Welcome. How about that introduction?
But really, I was going to start it off like this. Did you know? And I didn't because then...
What does it say? What is that one that he used to do? So no one...
I don't know.
keep
Anyway,
going.
I was going to say...
The more you know.
No, the more you know. There you go. And I didn't know that there are all types of facts. And that's actually a thing. Did you know? And so I wanted to read some of the facts because it was really cool. I was like, ooh, I didn't know that. Did you know that? And this one is really funny because everybody talks about it all the time. But eggs, did you know that an egg, something about an egg, if it floats or something like that? Do you know that?
I know something about Mary, but that's an older
No.
That's an older
It says,
movie.
did you know that you can tell if an egg is old based on whether it floats in the water?
So does it float? Is it good egg or a bad egg?
I don't know. Let's see. I have to
old
put my
egg or a new
glasses
egg?
on. They're his, actually.
Hope floats.
It says it says if an egg floats when you set it in the water, then it's old. If it sinks, it's a fresher egg, and you're good to go. That's crazy,
So
huh?
is that like when the old ladies in Mexico or Mexican ladies would pop the egg open and put the ojo on
I
you?
know. They don't put it on you. They take it
They
off.
go,
You don't even know what it is.
They
How can
rub
you,
it- they
you
rub
don't
the
even
egg.
go here, so you can't even
I just
say
know that I
okay?
used to experience that. They'd rub the egg
Yeah,
on you,
yeah,
get the
yeah.
ojo, and then evil
Okay.
spirits off of you, and they
Okay.
crack it and drop it in there.
But they're
So
not
if it
anymore.
floats, it's good. If it
Okay, but they're not anymore. Okay, let me give you another one. It says, this one was really cool. Did you know that there's a 50,000 word novel without the letter E? That was really cool.
without the letter E.
Without the letter E.
So that means that there's no E's in there.
Yeah,
There's no these.
E. I don't know, maybe not.
You can't, because you
Okay.
can't have a sentence without these.
You're right. Did you know that the longest breath held underwater is 24 minutes and 3 seconds?
What time did they fish him out?
I don't know.
25 minutes later?
I don't know. Did you know that the first documentary was staged? Yeah, I don't even know.
That makes that I don't know. That don't make sense because all documentaries are staged.
Okay, well, did you know that people rarely used to smile in photos?
I can see that.
Okay. Did you know that you can use willow bark for pain relief instead of aspirin?
So where do you get willow bark from?
I don't know. You have to have a willow in your yard, I guess. Who
Or
knows?
a dog that barks named Willow?
Did you know that trees can communicate?
Yeah, they're like, hey.
Hey, hi over there. Anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting that everything was a did you know? And I was like, man, I don't know half of that stuff. But here's the thing. You always say that. You always say all this wasted space, right?
You keep talking.
Okay. Anyway, you're going to finish it off?
I'm going to finish it off, and I'm saving the environment because I care
Thanks.
about trees.
Thanks for saving the environment.
The more orange juice you drink, the more trees need you.
Okay, thanks. I am not a fan of fresh squeezed orange juice because at the restaurant
Because we're not
we
a
have to
sponsor.
go,
Because we're not a sponsor, I
know,
have
I
to keep
was
the label
gonna-
this way.
I was going to say that with Dr. Pepper. We are not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, so
we go.
we're just going to keep it this way, right? Anyway, so let me get to what we were going to talk
It's the
about
first
today.
time I've ever had something like this. Anyway, go ahead.
I know. I'm really surprised that you're doing that.
Man, I'm just sucking this
You're
down,
thirsty.
man. It's good.
Thirsty, aren't you? It's
good.
It's really good for you. Anyway, so I was just looking up those stats and making my decision this morning, and I was like,
Just push pause, go get you some orange juice. I know it makes it look great.
in order to be healthy, I had to make healthy choices, and so I'm just like, because I really
Because the
like...
choices you make today,
Say it.
I was waiting for you to say it. You're supposed to finish it.
I don't remember. The choices you make today, you will live with tomorrow. Sorry, you have to be a Trojan to know that. Trojans. Anyway, Trojans. So I was thinking about that because I was really trying to make some choices and just trying to make some healthy choices. And I'm not talking about health today, so you're fine eating your steak or your burrito, whatever it is you're eating in the morning. I mean, when I worked with a bunch of people at 6 a.m. and they would be eating Chinese food and hot stuff with like spicy, I'm like, it's 6 a.m. Who does that? I can't.
Doesn't sound like a healthy choice.
No, it wasn't. Anyway, but that's not what we're talking about
Healthy
today.
choices.
No, we're not.
Oh, what are
we're
we talking
not
about?
talking about healthy
Okay.
choices.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about, and I think I'm just going to call it, why not me? I hadn't talked about it today. I mean, I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast. Maybe I have. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about that because I think that too many times we forget about ourselves. We've talked about self-care before, and we talked about taking care of yourself before you can take care of others. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of anybody else?
It's exactly what George Costanza said in the episode. You've got to put the mask on yourself first so that you can put the mask on the people that are suffocating next to
save
you.
everybody?
To save everybody else.
Yeah.
If the flight's going down, the mask.
Don't even listen to George Costanza anyway.
All
right. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking it's not that we don't give ourselves enough credit. It's actually we're not confident enough in ourselves as some people.
Continue.
As a people, or as a child of God, or as a what would you call us? What are
believers?
Yeah, as believers, we don't have enough confidence in ourselves that we always shove people first. And I know our Bibles are already being thrown at me. They're opening it up to show me the scripture that we should always put everybody first above ourselves. I get that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is once we've put others first and we have downtime and we're with God, He's building us up because we don't have the kind of confidence that we should. Okay. And there are people that are overconfident and they overcompensate and they're like me instead of God. So I was thinking about that and just going, okay, and really what happened is, just shout out to, you know who you are, but we had a conversation and I was encouraging people, and you can text me anytime if you need some encouragement or email us or whatever. But I try to respond back to you if you text me or if you call me, and I try to give my time away if I have some time, because I know how important encouragement is. Okay, so when somebody asks me something, I want to encourage them the way that I would want someone to encourage me, right? So in one of those encouraging conversations, I heard the Lord speak to me, and He specifically was talking to me about, why not you, Mia? Why not you? You're always, putting others first or helping others. Why do you discount yourself? And that's my question to you today is, why do you discount yourself? Why are you not saying, I am good enough? I am who God says I am. And I can be more than what I am today. But we stifle ourselves. We actually put the lid on ourselves and we're just like, no, don't come out, type thing.
I had a conversation with someone about that yesterday.
Well, tell us
I'm
about it.
I'm not going to tell you about the conversation,
okay.
But that was literally the expression they said. They said, I felt like I have a lid or a cap.
A cap.
Or a ceiling. That was literally, I think they used the word cap. That's interesting. Keep going. I was just saying.
No. I'm saying the same thing. So I want to talk about that for a minute, because that was like, and in there, and I know my aunt listens to this podcast. You get it all? Okay. Anyway, my aunt listens to this podcast, but she said something to me yesterday that really, just was like, there it is. And I think the body of believers. What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm listening to you.
Okay.
I just realized that this thing says expires August 21st.
Yeah, that was like
10 days ago.
Yeah. And you're still
so good.
This is just the best sell-by date. It doesn't expire, okay?
Sweet.
All right. Now, as long as it doesn't have any mold on it, you're good. And that's penicillin, so you're fine. All right. So anyway, yesterday, my aunt said something that really... Y'all, I'm really trying.
It's a really good orange juice.
I'm really trying. Anyway.
Feel like I got orange juice.
Okay. Y'all, he is punchy.
All right, go ahead.
Some days he wakes up great, and some days he can't wake up. He's just like,
No, this is really good what you're talking about. Keep going.
Okay, so yesterday my aunt said something that really resonated with me and this subject. And I knew I was going to talk about this today, but I was like, ooh, that's so good, Auntie. And she said, only believe. She said, I feel like that's in my spirit right now. And I'm thinking, oh, that is so on the same thing. Why not us? Why do we always discount ourselves? And not everybody does. Don't get me wrong. If this isn't for you, just fast forward and like and subscribe and share. I mean, but why do we discount ourselves and say, oh, I'm not that good, or I'm not that great?
No, that's good because.
And then we cap ourselves.
Can I chime in?
Go.
No, so I'm just messing around. No, so I think that's interesting that you're saying that because it's on the, the why not me? Or I think some believers struggle with that. Mm-hmm. I never get the blessing. I never get the breakthrough.
Yeah.
I never never can overcome. I'm always dealing with this, and it's a negative side of it.
Yeah. I don't like the negative side.
Yeah, and I think that can be dangerous because you have that pity me victim mentality, and that's not I can overcome. And going to what you're talking about, like sometimes we get to a place where we encourage everyone else and we never encourage ourselves.
There you go.
And even David says, like, I have to encourage myself in the Lord. Like we have to encourage ourselves in the Lord. And I think that's good. Like, why not me? Why? A lot of times we find ourselves, when is my season?
Yeah.
When is my breakthrough? When is this going to end? When is this going to keep going? And a lot of the times, I gotta steal my daughter's.
Go ahead.
Her not her thunder, but her revelation that she was sharing the other day.
Oh, okay.
In a staff meeting was that until we decide that we're tired of being in the desert, we'll never start looking. We'll never start looking for a way out of the desert.
The baby.
And
the baby.
the baby GIF.
The baby GIF. Yeah.
And that's interesting because and what she was saying was that sometimes we get stuck in the desert longer than we need to be. And I think that has to do with our perspective.
Yes. Yes.
Well, why am I? This doesn't ever work. And so instead of encouraging ourselves, we're stuck encouraging everybody else, and we're stuck in the desert encouraging everybody. We are literally the signpost in the desert, telling people to come out of the desert. You just got to get to the desert. You just got to go that way, right?
Yeah.
And we never actually get out of the desert. We're just stuck there. Yeah, we're just stuck there. We're stuck in the desert, and the desert could be different things. But when you look at the and what she was referring to was when the Israelites came out of Egypt, they wandered in the desert for 40 years. Mm-hmm. That's a long time.
I know.
I'm 50. That would literally be like all of my life minus 10 years. Mm-hmm. And it was not because they couldn't get out of the desert. They didn't want to get out. They were literally just stuck there because they didn't want to change their attitude. They didn't want to adjust themselves. And sometimes we get so focused on fixated on what we don't have, or we're fixated on everybody else and encouraging everybody else that we don't ever step back and go, okay, has my season ended, or do I need to move forward? Like, what does that look like?
Yep.
So I think it's pretty good. Like, why not you? Going back to what I heard you were telling me the other day on your call Monday, what was it you said? You have not because you ask not.
Yeah.
Right?
That was 2 weeks ago. I did say that.
Yeah. So
and that's what I want to get to. I want to talk about that because talking about the cap and saying why not us. I will say this. God has sustained us through this season that I'm in right now, or that we're in, and I know that's hard for you because I'm so used to working all the time, and for me, this season was a season of rest for the next season that's coming. And to sustain us through that, God has provided manna. And, don't hate me. Don't throw the Bibles at me. Just keep your Bibles to yourself right now, you Bible thumpers, because I know you're trying to at me, okay? But manna is great. But I'd like some shrimp and steak every once in a while. Wham, 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 right? Yeah. But why not us, right? So that's what I heard God say. And I was able to encourage somebody, but it also was right back at me. You know how you point and the other four are pointing back at you, type of thing? I don't,
Three.
Three? The other three are pointing back at you?
Well, technically, if your thumb's going this way, but I don't have that kind of thumb.
It's like, yeah, that doesn't work.
have that kind of thumb.
Anyway, so saying all that to say this, I'm just been believing God for this season to provide for us, and we hadn't done that. Not that we hadn't done that in a long time, but
We haven't been here in a while.
yeah, a long while. But then we had COVID, and that put us back too, And so this is what I heard God say. Why not you, Mia? Why not you? Why is it? Why do you discount yourself? And I was like, me, Lord? I mean, I'm no one special, And we say that to ourselves. And I was like,
I think we say that to ourselves to validate our. What did you say? Our. Man, you said it just a second ago.
I know. I don't remember, but someone out there remembers. It'll come to us. Anyway, so saying all that to say that I have my team that I'm going to be talking to, and I've talked to my husband about it. I've talked to my women friends about it, some of them, and I just made a decision that I am going to do a GoFundMe. You guys, I don't know how many of you know, but my son-in-law and I have a food truck that we've been trying to get off the ground before COVID even happened. But
right when it happened.
Yeah, right when it happened. And then we got stuck in the middle of COVID, not getting it done. And y'all, I talk about my salsa all the time. And, I can't just sell salsa on a food truck. So he's going to do the cooking. I'm going to do the salsa. And we just hadn't been able to get it done. And, I'm just like, okay, God, if you're telling me why not me, then he just asked me, what is it that you want, Mia? You have not because you ask not. And I was like, I want my food truck done, Lord. I want to be able to get out there because I love serving people. And I know there will be so many people that I will be able to talk to and witness to and pray for at this food truck, as well as serve them good food in their belly, And so I'm letting you guys know that I'm going to do that. I don't know when. I don't know how. I don't know what the amount is going to be.
Click the link on the button. No, I'm joking.
Right? But I am going to do that, and I'm going to do a GoFundMe for the finishing out of our truck so that we can get this thing moving. And that's how God is going to sustain us through this season and for what's coming. And really, because this season was a season of me not working full time. And that's not ever been the issue. So it's like weird for me. And I struggle with it a lot. And I'm ready. I'm ready for the next season. I'm ready for him to pick me. Pick me, my Lord, right? Because I am chosen too. And why not Mia?
So, right now, if you touch the screen of your phone, I guarantee you right now the anointing will hit you.
Stop it.
I think that you will be able to be blessed if you just send some money right now in care of Mia's GoFundMe food truck service. I believe that someone's going to bring you a burrito.
Oh my gosh. I don't know that we'll have. No, we will.
Somebody, I just offended like 12,000
I know.
people.
I'm like,
Oh
don't
my
do
God.
that. Yo,
I'm
he's
sorry.
just making
I'm
fun.
having fun.
He's having fun. I told y'all he was punchy. He's already been on edge. He needs to go back to sleep.
What is it called? What is that called? It's this fermented orange juice. It says 2020. It says 2021, and we on the 31st.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, it's the first.
Yeah,
It's the first. It's not the 30th. It's like 11
It's the
days.
first. It's
10
the
days
first,
old. 11
yeah.
days old.
I don't know.
It's still good.
Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Keep us in prayer. This is something big for us, and I'm excited for us. And
It's stretching me more than anybody in this.
I know.
Me.
I know. We have never been at a place where we've asked for something, and that is a very new place for us. And I know.
I'll just be honest with you in front of everybody. I don't like it.
I know you don't. And I told God.
I'm uncomfortable right now just talking about it.
I know you are. But I told God, I was like, God, if this is you and you're telling me and you're showing me all the things that I need to do, then you're going to have to impart in him. And he has not once balked at me because...
I'm just holding my tongue. I'm trying to be an obedient husband.
Good job. Look at you. Good job.
Trying
Let's
to
give
stay
the pastor a hand.
I'm trying to just stay in submission and love. And, oh, man. What's wrong with him? He got something like, he's being stretched.
Anyway.
It's the orange juice.
Yeah, it's the fermented orange juice. Anyway, think about that yourself. And next time you start to not have any confidence in whatever it is that you're stepping out and doing, or maybe the new season that you're going into, think about that. God's telling you too. Why not you? Why do you discount yourself?
Yeah,
Don't discount yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say a second ago about the discounting yourself. That we use that as an excuse to discount ourselves.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we don't value ourselves.
No,
but
you too.
I think more so right now. Because of literally the season that we're in as a nation, church-wise believers, we're fighting against so much. In our staff meeting the other night, they were talking about like it's exhausting. We're at a place now that it's almost exhausting just living day to day.
Yeah.
Forget the leading, forget the volunteering, forget the giving, forget the blood, sweat, and tears that go with ministry and serving God. Just living is enough, and then when you add that, it's even more.
Yeah.
And so I think that we're in a season where it is like you got to evaluate yourself as you're encouraging others and helping others, because if you're not going to do any good if you can't breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to do any good if you can't swim. You're not going to do any good if you're not able to.
If you don't put your mask on first.
Yeah, if you don't put your mask on first, you're not going to be able to help anybody else.
Yeah,
And I think going like you said, mention that self-care.
Gas mask, by the way, guys, not a fake mask. Don't pretend to be somebody you're not.
I think that's important.
Yeah,
I do.
And you said something really important before we go. You said I was saying don't discount yourself, and you said something.
I don't have to go back and watch it because I don't remember.
Oh, okay, that's good. Anyway, I don't know what he said, but I guess it didn't need to be said. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and we love you guys. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes,
thank you for helping us almost get to 1,000.
Man,
we're gonna get there.
We're almost there. Man, we're close.
And you guys just keep,
sharing,
yes,
liking,
yes,
subscribing, hitting the bell.
I was gonna say keep others in prayer that are dealing with the COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I was gonna say. You said we're fighting against all these things. Why add yourself to the mix? Why do you need to fight with yourself too? Right?
Yep.
That's just one more thing you have to fight. So stop fighting with yourself. You've already got life to deal with, right?
Amen.
Anyway, love
Cool.
y'all.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.